after listening to you, I honestly feel like you should just design the whole tower and Scout.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious, guys, because I feel like it doesn't make sense for the brain of that concept to be a different person right now.
Yeah,
Because,
that's
like,
true.
yeah, I don't, that doesn't make sense to me in my head. And, like, it is more work for Shia, but what if we just give her more time to work on
Give
it?
me more
As
time.
opposed to, no, I'm saying, like, what if your due date is different from our due date? Because,
Yeah, I think that would be really
Some
helpful.
feel it's like completely necessary for the tower and Scout to be one entity because the tower is built by Tadashia, and it would have the same aesthetic as Scout, but it isn't like made by Scout.
I wonder. Wait a minute. That's actually kind of a good question. Who did build the tower?
It's
People
Don't
build
think
the
it is Scout,
tower.
it is Tatashia.
Yeah.
It's people
Wait, did
build
she
the
build the
tower,
tower, or
but
was it? Well, because that's actually, no, that's actually kind of interesting thing. Because was the tower?
Yeah, it's Tadashia's tower, I'd say.
no, but then
Okay.
it's designed for Scout to managing the whole city. So it
Yeah.
should be the Scout matching the design of the tower, because
Yeah.
the Scout need to use the tower for the most convinced way for him, right?
Yeah. But
And
at the
then-
same time, it also has to be like come across as Tadashia's workplace.
Yeah, it has to be Tadashia's design though, because
Yeah.
Scout is creative. Everything's just kind of connected to each other. If you,
Yeah,
if
it's
you really
like-
want to say.
It's Scout to the tower, to the tower, to the city. It's all connected.
it's all, okay, here's the thing, that just means we have to talk to each other. It doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
just
I feel
means
like,
that-
I feel like
so the reason why I felt like,
on Shia.
the reason why I felt like Shia needs to work on all three of those things is because they're all attached to Scout.
Yeah, that's
Well, but
yeah.
everything's attached to Scout, and we can't just like pour all the work on Shia.
No, I know
Okay,
that. I know. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like,
Yeah.
I'm saying that like logically, if we get okay, if we're saying like if Shia just designed Scout in the core thing.
I wonder.
No, here's the thing. I can see both sides. I can see why they're both good ideas. How about we just let Shia decide what she wants, because this is her. This is like. Can we just do that? Because I would feel bad if like I was like yes one choice or yes another choice, and then like this poor person has to do all this work. Shia, what do you feel confident that you can do right now? Like sanely, like without going
well,
crazy, because.
How about this? Give me a time. I need to design the Scout, right? And then I think the main point is that the Scout needs the most time that I spend, and everyone has to agree with the design too. So no matter what, if I take Scout, I will definitely design the Scout for Dead. So I will take Scout and then give me 2 days. So this weekend, if before this weekend we can't make any progress, or like we can't have like a giant progress for me to design Scout, then somebody help me to design tower. How about this? And before after this weekend, I will be sure that at least we have some sort of idea about the Scout, right? And then if I think it's too no, never mind, because then the tower people cannot do anything.
Well, because what I'm wondering if perhaps like just to give people, just to kind of help alleviate some of the work for people, or mainly, and by people I mainly mean Shea, I guess, is perhaps because Kelly was already doing quite a bit of work on the tower, and it looks really nice. Like some of the stuff that she did, I especially like her chess piece tower. I mean, I know that she turned into something different today, but I'm wondering if perhaps she can help out with designing the tower still, since she has put so much work and research into it already.
Yeah, Kelly,
I
if
think
she doesn't
so.
mind, like this weekend, I think we can talk,
Yeah.
to about the tower. I think tower, I think tower, it's because Scout is connected to tower.
But also too, I think, as I mentioned before, mainly Scout, the way that Scout is the most connected to the tower is, to me, I feel like it would be more of an interior connection. I mean, like, yes, the interior is part of the exterior, I understand that, but I feel like in terms of like any kind of visual that we see of Scout in his environment, we'll be seeing him internally. Am I wrong? Like he will be like inside the tower, more or less.
How about this? Because I feel decide the whole thing is kind of hard for me in this limited time. How about let's just say, if Kelly can help me, if Kelly doesn't mind or she has time on this, help me with the tower. Let's see if it works. I think nobody knows if we need another person for this, or it has to be a whole person to only one person to design this. So let's just try it out and then we learn from that, right? How about this?
Yeah.
Do we have the time to have the learning process?
I don't know.
What do you guys mean learning? What do you mean by learning process?
Like,
by the way,
we have limited
nice.
time, so do we have time if we think it's not, if either Scout or Tower is not working?
Oh, you mean like to backtrack and fix things?
Yeah.
Or,
one thing I will say that just I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I think
I'm going to have the presentation like really early, right? For the semester, like right after school starts. We should have like maybe have a week or two to work on it.
Here's the thing about designing things, because I don't know how many of you worked on on any BFA theses last year, but the way that it's set up is, yes, we'll want to show something that is, fairly clean, and understandable and polished, but in no way does that have to be the final design, because for at least the project that I was working on, the thesis that I was working on, we were doing, oh my gosh, I think we were still doing biz dev like well into 2 months. Like 2 months into the semester, the fall semester, we were still doing biz dev.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a little bit beyond. So
I agree.
We're gonna have plenty of time.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I don't think we have to be so concerned about having things so nailed down.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tara. I think we all needed to hear that. Thank you very much for expanding upon that for us. So I think a lot of us were unsure about that realistic aspect, and thank you for addressing it so clearly. Because we needed that. Thank you. Yeah, but I mean, also here's the other thing though. I want to build on what Tara just said, because that was really important. We're never really going to be done until we're done.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. And I think right now, the more we can put into dedicating ourselves to a really good idea, the more the teachers will appreciate it. They would rather see a really good idea as a work in progress than a polished, decent idea.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're going to be looking for.
Okay, then just try out then. Okay, so if Kelly has time and she doesn't mind, then if she has time, this weekend, we can talk, on Google Hangout or anything. I mean, we can talk to you guys, right? You guys gonna hold the whole period day thing this weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on for 4 days straight, just boot camping this thing. Because first of all, the reason why I think going hard right now is okay is because there's a lot of confidence right now in this group, I feel, about we finally have a really good idea, we finally are asking the big questions, we're pulling out big guns. And also the thing I think about this meeting that I really liked is that I was able to learn more about each of you and what you guys like as people, which I think is really important to the overall success of a group project. Because just having you guys draw robots isn't really that fun. Learning about you guys and your interesting opinions on these robots and what part of the design you like is fun. So I feel that bonding aspect, was really important to this meeting. And bringing in Art Nouveau and seeing how everyone responded so well to it is really encouraging to me. So yay, I'm really excited to see what y'all will do with it, considering how it's hot and it's awesome. Yeah, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. We might even see that Scout's name changes into something more European, but it's also with the same sentiment. And I feel it will. I feel Scout's name is even going to change. So there's going to be a lot of changes that will happen, and they're only going to make us better. So I really hope that today's change excites you and exhilarates you and doesn't scare you. Because I feel a lot of the decisions that we're coming up with and, a lot of the things you guys shared today really are giving me a lot of confidence that like this is a team that, despite all adversity, is going to make it out okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think basically that. And then if Kelly wants to, Tara, you don't mind to either work on. I mean, you don't mind to work on either way, right?
Thing is, like, I feel like to an extent I would like to work on both. I mean, I'll focus more on the city because I feel like that's what will need more attention.
Okay.
There's already 2 people working on the tower.
Okay.
But I could definitely help working on the tower as well. But I will focus more on the city.
I see.
aspects, 'cause
Okay.
I feel like that's also pretty important to tackle.
Okay. So yeah, I
so
think.
we'll have more than enough to do on the city.
Yeah, there's a lot of city too.
Yeah, there's a lot of work. No, I'm just not sure whether Kelly will, say. So, but I will assume if Kelly doesn't mind and she has time, just come, I need help. So
If she decides that she doesn't want to work on the tower for whatever reason, then that's fine. And I can definitely work on the tower.
Okay.
Just focus on that. I'm totally fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm pretty flexible at this point.
Okay. So now.
I can design a tower too if you guys want.
Yeah. Sure. But yeah. Okay. So now it's 9/11.
I think we should start going over some story moments.
Yes,
Yeah,
we should. So I will go to the first one. This is a bit board that Kelly helped us to put everything together. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yes, and then we can kind of quick looking through it and if everything's matching. But I'm gonna go to the progress first. Okay.
Okay.
So let's start. Kelly's not here, but you guys can pick like which one do you prefer?
I feel like I actually prefer either the first one or the third one.
Wait,
I'm
hold on.
actually reading- Oh,
Wait, never mind. I was trying to get my screen ready. So wait,
Oh.
can you go back to the first one?
Yeah, this is the first one.
Okay. So this is the first one, and then
Second, third. Okay.
I think the third. I like the colors to use for the third one.
It's more ominous.
I also I like the third one more, but I also feel like
I like the green, like not green, blue.
Yeah. I'm wondering if she could use colors that push the ominous part more, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
The one thing that I was confused because I'm reading like different moods from each image, each palette. So at least like the mood that I get from the first one is like desolate because it has a very desert feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like very abandoned to me. At least that's how I read it. And then the second one is very hot. I just get heat from the second one. And then the third one to me feels like there's like a sense of like sadness. And that maybe that is just because of the blue, perhaps. But those are the
I agree.
those are different emotions that I'm reading from it.
Yeah. Maybe she was going for different emotions though. Like she wanted to see like different takes and which one was most effective.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was going for, but in general I agree with you guys. I like the third one the most.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering if there are like other possibilities, I guess, like other color combinations. Is there anything else about this that we want to say? I like the composition. Like I feel like there's nothing wrong with it composition wise. I like it.
The composition is really solid.
Yeah, so I feel like the story's reading, composition's reading. That's all. I mean, it sounds really nitpicky, but that's all I have to say.
I kind of want more stuff on the ground.
Oh, like more debris? Like maybe more debris would be good.
Like a little bit
like more set dressing, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so more like that. That's a good. Yeah, I agree with that. So more set dressing, more different color thingies.
I feel like that's all really critiques of saying take it to a finish or
Yeah.
more to a finish. The set dressing and having more colors, that's all part of like the finishing, really finishing and cleaning process. So
Yeah,
I feel like that's what she could do with this. She could just go ahead and yeah.
yeah. Other than that, that's really good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say that'd be helpful.
Move on. Tara.
Oh yeah, so I did a different angle, or two different angles, I guess, from the original. And I totally cheated with this first one. I just straight up used a photo and painted over it.
Totally fair.
Nothing wrong with that.
I was like, it reminds me of a Marvel film, and I don't know why.
She took it from a Marvel film.
Did you? Was it from a Marvel film?
No, actually, it's just a picture of LA.
Oh, okay. I was like, Avengers Assembles, and my brain was going. Okay, that's great though.
But joking that, I prefer the one that you had before for some reason.
Me too. I like it more. The black and white one, right? Like, that was a wide shot.
Yeah, I like this one more.
I like that one. Oh, you like this one more? I thought you liked the.
Oh, I like the flat, like the one last time.
I like her one from like last time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I know what you're talking about.
Compare two days than that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cause like for this one, it doesn't give me a sense of intense. It's not because your explosion or anything. It's just the tower doesn't get crowded and it's nothing like like they're collected together. Like there's no way to wrong kind of feel.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. Yeah, I was trying for something different, and yeah, I could definitely see how it didn't quite pan out.
Like, cause last time we say like this one's more interesting, right? And like I can see it here because it's all overlapping, and I compare this two. I prefer this one. Then. But then I think the last one works the most for like the intense feeling. I mean, it's good try. it's just that.
No, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah. Here we go.
So that would have been this on the second. That's the one that you're talking about, like the ones where, because that's like I remember because at least the critique from last time was that it was staged very flat.
Yeah. I mean like.
And oh gosh, excuse me. Maybe I'm still a little bit sick. Oh dear. Anyway.
It's not okay. Like by say that I mean there's still a way to fix this moment. Like maybe there's a foreground, two buildings here, bang, right?
Yeah.
That's a way to to like it doesn't mean it's like.
I can work from here some more if this is like what. Because honestly, I was actually kind of liking this better too than my attempt that I turned in for today.
Oh.
But I did want to show something different.
No, that's really cool. Like I'm glad you still went for it because like now you know it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So like
exactly.
I'm glad you. Yeah. So like now you have that security that like okay, this is definitely the better idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I think I'll definitely move forward with that with the one from the second.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I can see this one's like previous, like before that moment, and bang, that's the moment, Yeah.
That's the idea. That's the idea because I know that was also something that I was given a critique on was trying a different moment at a different angle.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do as you said before, it strikes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But should I focus more on the actual explosion then?
Yeah, focus on that. Focus on the actual one. But this one's working too, just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Pain.
Yeah.
Man, so...
I feel like you can working on the wider ratio.
Oh yeah, it's...
I thought I did 11 by 17.
I think this is 4x3.
Huh.
It feels very square.
Yeah. It does feel very square. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually, I mean, kind of a random side thing, but what aspect ratio are we actually should we be working in, or is that something that we're going to be concerned
I think
about
we
right
need
now?
to decide later, but because like
Okay.
right now we're just doing biz dev, like just like really basic biz dev. So I feel like, because you know how like you were saying like you guys were doing biz dev for 2 months. Actually, this is a good question for me to ask you. Did you guys decide aspect ratios really early on? I'm just wondering.
16 by 9.
Yes. We had the aspect ratio pretty quick because at least the type of film that we did in Art Deco style type of film, and it was actually the environment was very minimalist. Most of the design was mainly effects and character design, but the aspect ratio was decided on pretty quick. Yeah.
I think it's because like we're doing a film, and then like for film, what ratio is that? You know.
Well, also besides that since we're doing a game, and like I know that not that we're going to release this on a phone or a computer aid like when we graduate, although that could potentially be a possibility if we do an awesome job. But we may want to simply do an aspect ratio of like just pick a device, either like an iPad or an Android phone or an iPhone.
Let me go look up the aspect ratio for that whole aspect ratio iPhone thing. It should be. I know it should be.
Because honestly, like at least since I've been designing, like doing my story moments, the aspect ratio has been arbitrary. Yeah.
Okay, so it says for the iPhone 6, it's like 1024 by 768 and stuff like that. So it's 4 by 3. It's 4 by 3 for iPads, and then for like it's 4 by, and then for iPhones it's 16 by 9. So 16 by 9 and 4 by 3. I'm not really sure how you guys want it. It's how to deal with that. So
well, I don't know if this is true for everyone, but personally, I kind of prefer working with a longer aspect ratio.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's because that's just like what we've gotten used to from working in the program. Because I think they tend to want us to work wider. But I mean, I don't know if that's how you guys prefer. If you have a different preference.
Just a quick.
We are going to do the trailer thing, not a game thing, though.
Yeah, if we do the trailer,
the trailer in theory would be like shown on a phone, or at least the game aspect especially, we would want to design for a phone to like give it that real.
Yeah, I agree.
Real feel.
Yeah,
I would still go for 16 by 9 because if you 16 by 9, that's iPhone, right?
That's an iPad, but
it's iPad.
No, that's iPhone. Never sorry.
It's iPhone, right? And and that's also for the trailer, right? So when you do a trailer, you don't have to resize it.
Wait, what?
So I like Terry, you're saying like because we are making for actual game, right? So we should follow the aspect ratio for the actual game, right?
Yeah, or at least that's one way we could do it. I mean, like I do see what the point. I think I understand the point that you're making. That because it's a trailer, that we don't necessarily need to make it specific to an iPhone. Which then we don't have to. I mean, like we could pick a different aspect ratio for our trailer.
Yeah, then there will be like a 2 black block on top and the bottom, right? That may be cool.
Then okay, and then that's the point. Like if you like 16 by 9 or 4 by 3.
I just kind of want it longer.
Yeah.
Okay, then 16 by 9.
Having it be longer.
Okay, then 16 by 9 because I love it.
Can someone write that down because that's really important?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in the notes.
Okay. So, Pam, go back to your shot.
Yeah.
Do you have the one to you are you gonna do like a sequence or you just gonna do?
I don't know how else to show him building up the city without a sequence.
I feel.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
I feel like you don't have the number, but I feel like the empty tower and the one next to it can be combined, like empty but with robots, and then the next one can just be a lot of building but still have some robots there because Scout is continuing control the city. So I feel like if you are going to do the sequence, are they going to be like
one picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 2 pictures?
I still feel like it would be really cool if you could do like a simple animation. I mean, I bet you that before, and yeah. But it's just like I just feel like that'd be so cool.
So you guys, So I'm gonna send you guys an image really quick. Just imagine this. Do you guys remember how in BioShock they had a lot of posters based off the 20s and kind of like that Art Deco look?
Yeah.
So what if we had like posters kind of like this? I'm gonna send you this. Imagine the woman as like instead of a bird, there's like a little robotic like firefly thing that she's touching. Like that as one of our establishing posters, graphic designs for our world. Like, just imagine like that being a poster you would see in our world, but instead of that bird, you see like, I don't know, a robot bird or a robot friend on her hand. Like that's how their city is.
Sure, I can design one robot friend.
No, I'm not saying like, I'm just saying like a what if thing, because I was thinking about how to make our world feel more real. And do you guys remember that one girl from I'm forgetting her name. Not Victoria. What's her name? The girl who did Phantom of the Opera, whose name is slipping me.
Oh my gosh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, like
what is her name?
but like, she did a bunch of like posters inspired by like work, was it Toulouse? What's his face? Toulouse something, like I forget his name, but like by him. So like I was thinking because Tadashiya would lend herself to that. So I think for some loading screens, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw Tadashiya in that style, and like she has different robot friends with her in each image or something like that. It'd be really pretty.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. They'd be like, "Whoa, is that the scientist with like different robot friends? But you did it in the Art Nouveau art style. That's cool."
Who died?
Just be as good as Muka. Just be as good as Muka. So, also, question. As we're viz deving, this is something I want to ask Shia and Shia, Zanzan, and Tara. So, I know you guys all have more experience than the rest of us do in like this kind of stuff. But like, so when you're doing viz dev, do you need to be doing like start with realism or start with kind of like flat design or whatever? Like, because you know how John had us do realism for a reason. When you guys were in your groups, what did you guys start with? Did it not matter as much?
No matter. We start from actually I design supposed to be like a human character, but I straight out design as more like a cartoonish style, because I showed it to like the UCSC person. They are not artist background, so yeah, they kind of give us a set like the style guide first, and then we just design from there instead of going to realistic. That's my situation.
For my situation, we our game lead was very direct in terms of what he wanted. Like, he wanted a very specific look and style that he had in mind, and so it ended up being flat and graphic for my group. But then as it went later on and we got some critiques, we ended injecting, like, bringing a little more we ended up doing what we kind of termed a bejeweled look or a jeweled quality to the game. And but at least for me personally, the way that I approached the design, I mean, even though they wanted the flat graphic look, I actually did still start with some realism, and then from there I kind of evolved into going into the stylization. I think that's just the workflow I've developed from being in this program, to be honest. But I mean, they were still happy with the end result, and it did end up being, very stylized, and it was pretty removed from real. Well, I shouldn't say pretty removed from realism, but it was very stylized. I guess we could just say it that way.
Okay, so that's what I just need to know. Like,
I think
so
one thing because I did Tatasha for before, right? Now I'm doing Scout, and like I'm thinking like how do we match the style together? Because that's like Tatasha and Scout are the two important
well, I think